A sex slavery ring right here in the Tampa Bay area tonight at 10. Good evening, I'm Kelly Ring, and tonight on Fox 13, they wanted the American dream but got a nightmare instead. Forced abortions, rapes, beatings. Not a third world country, but here in the Bay Area. You'll hear this terrible story tonight at 10. Coming up next at 10 o'clock, a shooting at a Subway store in Pinellas County has killed the young clerk.
And police say slavery, rape, and prostitution went on behind the walls of this house. All this and more coming up next on the Fox 13 10 o'clock news. Stand by. The Fox 13 10 o'clock news is coming your way next.
A fast food clerk is shot and killed, and the cops catch up with the alleged suspect soon thereafter.
And the extreme game trials brought national publicity to St. Petersburg, but what it's left behind is causing problems for the city.
Also, the research shows this cream nearly eliminates lines of women's faces, but there's a wrinkle to this story. We'll tell you what it is. All next on the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Kelly Ring.
I'm John Wilson. We're glad to have you. There's been a fatal shooting tonight. It's first on Fox. A young mother has been shot and killed during a robbery at a Subway sandwich shop.
The young woman was a clerk at the Subway located in South Pasadena in Pinellas County, and she was on duty when the gunman came in. Fox 13's Mark Wilson is on the scene of this developing story tonight. And Mark, this is definitely a heartbreaking story, I tell you.
Kelly, heartbreaking is just one of the many words to describe this somber scene behind me here on South Pasadena. We are near St. Petersburg Beach, bordering the town of Gulfport in South Pinellas County, for those of you who don't know this area quite well. As you said, you can imagine it's quite a somber scene, both for the investigators here behind me, an army of investigators still here this evening, and also for friends and family members of the clerk, who we have learned passed away just a few moments ago. More details still yet to be told as far as the clerk is concerned. The victim's family is still to be notified, so they are withholding her name, but we have learned that she has left a little one behind, perhaps a daughter. At this hour, Fox 13 has learned that at least one suspect could already be in custody. More on that in a moment, but first, in custody for a senseless crime that caught everyone here off guard. It was just before 7, broad daylight, when a gunman entered this Subway, telling this employee shown here in the green shirt and another female employee in her 20s to surrender the cash register.
He jumped over the counter and told the two attendants to hit the floor and don't look up. He told them repeatedly, don't look up, or he was going to shoot them.
And that's just what he did, firing one fatal shot at the female employee. Friends and loved ones hurried to the scene just moments later, only to learn their worst fears had come true. Tell me about her. Tell me what she was like.
Very nice, very outgoing.
Ralph Morphew used to work inside this very store and says he knew the victim well.
Oh, I'm shocked. I mean, you know, here's somebody, just young girl, you know, that has, like, been victimized. And, you know, and I'm shocked.
Witnesses told investigators they saw a second suspect join the gunman in fleeing the scene in a gold four-door Infiniti. And just an hour later, Fox 13 found deputies interrogating the driver of a gold Infiniti heading north on the Howard Franklin Bridge.
There was one male occupant in the vehicle. At this hour, we are talking with that person as to whether there's any connection at this point. That's still a matter of investigation.
Now, we have learned that just moments ago, several additional crews were sent to that scene out on the Howard Franklin Bridge, and we have some video taken from Air 13 just moments ago. We understand that there were witnesses from the scene here at the shooting that were taken there to that location, perhaps to identify who was in that car. Once again, investigators have said, they have confirmed that one suspect inside that car was found. They are not yet linking that crime to this crime, only we can only assume at this point these are two vehicles that are strikingly similar. We're talking about a gold four-door Infiniti with the New York license plates. It was last seen leaving this area about 7 o'clock tonight. Just an hour later, a gold four-door Infiniti was spotted by deputies on the Howard Franklin Bridge. They have pulled that over. As we said, they are interrogating the one person that is inside that car. They are looking for a second. They still not yet confirmed these two are related, but at this point they say they are looking into that. That's all they can tell us. Kelly.
And they had New York plates on the car that was stopped on the bridge?
The car did, in fact. We drove by the car ourselves, and we saw the New York plates. Another side note on the victim, as we said earlier, Her name is being withheld, but she had an awful lot of friends and family members here in this area. She was in her early 20s and has said, as we mentioned earlier, that she left a little one behind. So certainly a heartbreaking story for the family members and all of those who knew her, because she was quite popular here in this area.
Terrible, Mark. And so apparently they just shot once at this young woman.
There was some sort of a struggle when the gunman apparently jumped over the cash register. Some sort of a confrontation, investigators said, between the female employee who turned out to be the victim and then the suspect. There was one shot into her chest. Apparently that's all it took.
Okay, Mark, thank you.
We'll get on with the rest of the news here in a minute. Let's get the latest on the weather from Paul Delgado. He's got the first forecast of the evening. Paul?
Hi there, John. You really have to dig deep to come up with the adjective to describe our weather. It has been just ideal the past couple of days, and the good news is it's going to stay this way at least for the next 3, 4, 5 days. We're 62 degrees now, matching humidity. Winds are down a little bit. They'll pick up in speed again tomorrow, west-northwest at 4. Now, for tonight, becoming crystal clear, a diminishing wind, and 57 by daybreak. Around the Bay Area today, lots of sunshine, and temperatures fairly uniform because the wind's kind of mixing things up. Tampa 74, Newport Richie at 72 today, and once again tomorrow, we'll have daytime highs generally in the 70s. We'll talk about it, plus a weekend preview coming up in about 15 minutes.
Thank you, Paul. A lot of news tonight. This next story could be the biggest case of its kind in Florida.
This is a very large prostitution ring, Kelly. Women were allegedly recruited in Mexico and then brought to Florida and held in nearly a dozen cities in Florida as sex slaves. Fox 13's Glenn Selig is with us here now and has the details. Glenn, go ahead.
John, they came here to live the American dream, to escape the poverty in Mexico, but prosecutors say before long, the women and girls ended up sex slaves.
The defendant's actions amount to modern-day slavery of an unspeakable kind.
Allegedly happened in filthy brothels like this one. The women, anywhere from 14 to 40, forced to have sex with migrant workers for $3 a visit.
There'd be so many guys around here waiting, like a whole bunch of guys waiting outside out here to wait their turn, I guess.
But the women were never allowed to leave by themselves. Brothels run by tiqueteros, who got their name for collecting condom wrappers that served as tickets for encounters. Prosecutors say the women and girls locked up as sex slaves.
Folks, these women were beaten, these women were raped, these women were threatened with violence if they left or failed to perform the acts required.
And the women were told to perform those acts in cities throughout Florida: Fort Myers, West Palm Beach, Haines City, Fort Lauderdale, and Tampa, where the women were forced to have sex out of a motorhome, a roving brothel.
Some of them tried to leave. They were subjected to physical and sexual assaults. One woman who tried to escape was locked in a closet for 15 days. Some who became pregnant were forced against their will to have abortions.
Authorities say the operation was mostly run by the Cadena family in Veracruz, Mexico. It's in Mexico where the girls and women would be recruited. From Veracruz, authorities say the girls were brought to Brownsville, Texas, and then to a safe house in Houston. And in the end, they would work as prostitutes from apartments, houses, or motorhomes.
All of them came because they needed money to take care of themselves and their families. After they were smuggled into this country, they immediately confronted coercion, intimidation, and violence.
The operation went on for a long time, primarily because the women were moved from city to city and they never stayed anywhere long enough. In all, 16 people, mostly members of the same family, now face federal charges. As for the women and girls, because they came here illegally, many of them will likely be deported. Kelly?
Thank you so much, Glenn. There are new allegations tonight that Hillsborough County deputies may have ignored evidence that may have kept 3 young people out of prison. You probably remember this case. 3 teenagers were killed at a Hillsborough County intersection because a stop sign was missing. And these 3 young people were convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 15 years in prison for knocking it down. Today, a new witness said the sign was down days before the fatal accident. She says she tried to tell deputies her story, but says they didn't want to hear from her.
He told me right on the phone that this case did not involve me, that he was not interested in what I had to say, that he had caught these kids red-handed, and that he would get them in court.
Prosecutors say they don't think this witness will help the defendant's chances for a new trial.
And now that the extreme games have left St. Petersburg, they left their mark. City officials are noticing what the event left behind, and they're seeing stuff like this. Damaged tiles, chipped concrete, broken benches. A ban on skateboards in downtown St. Petersburg was lifted when the games were in town, but now property owners say skateboarders not involved in the competition caused thousands of dollars in damage. Right now, City Hall is waiting for an official damage estimate from the police department.
We want you to stay around for a lot more coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, including incredible new home video of the Twister in Nashville, Tennessee.
And the dolphins. We are always fascinated by the intelligence and friendliness of these creatures, and now these incredible animals are changing the lives of disabled children. You're going to see how next.
Also, don't spend it yet, but many of you may be in for a refund check from the state. We'll tell you why and how much.
Look, I know today would technically take your daughters to work day, but I have 2 boys, and if you were a mom and you had a job where you could put your kids on TV, wouldn't you? I mean, the way I figure it, John Wilson gets to take his kid to work with him every day.
You can add 8 more to the turtle population in the Tampa Bay area. The Clearwater Marine Aquarium released 8 turtles today into the Intracoastal Waterway. The injured or stranded turtles were rehabilitated at the aquarium. 3 species were released. Green sea turtles, for those of you keeping notes, loggerhead turtles, and Kemp's Ridley turtles. That's a critically endangered species.
We just know you're going to love this next story. It's about dolphins and the powerful attraction they have on people. Their fluid beauty, their intelligence, and their playful nature are mesmerizing. And as Fox 13 anchor Cynthia Smoot shows us now, they have a special connection to children with disabilities.
Just beyond the shadow of Miami's downtown, baking in the South Florida sun, is Key Biscayne, a slice of tropical paradise that's home to the area's time-honored Seaquarium. Home also to its biggest stars, the bottlenose dolphins, who capture the hearts of every audience. But when the show's over, these gentle animals prepare for a more meaningful encounter.
Vicky, look! Look!
Studies reveal that when dolphins and disabled children connect, remarkable things can happen. Tabitha Bryce is praying that will be true for her 8-year-old son, Nicky. This family's come all the way from London to be here. You see, Nicky doesn't speak. His mother is not expecting miracles.
But if he was just had 2 words, 2 new ones, which we could use and motivate him when we get home. If he had 1, even 1, we'd be really chuffed. Yeah.
Oh. This is the way it really actually works with disabled kids. It's step by step. It's a slow process. Good, good, very good. Bravo, bravo.
Dr. David Nathanson runs this program. He believes dolphin therapy is less about miracles than it is about hard work and good science.
You reach out and touch it, we're going in for a swim. Okay, good work.
The child goes through an intense learning session with a therapist and is rewarded for his or her progress.
It's very simple. The power of the reward of being in the water with the dolphins is so significant, it gets the kids to focus on what they have to learn. All right.
Here, learning is measured in tiny victories. These kids may have cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism, any number of conditions that are undiagnosed. Dolphin therapy can give many of them a jump start.
Here we go!
Finally, it's Nicky's moment to get his feet wet, to meet a new friend.
She's getting her foot kissed. She's getting her foot kissed. Do you want to try that? Put your foot out.
Nicky's unsure at first, but he warms up quickly to the experience.
More. Let me see you use your mouth, your lips. Look at me. Hold on.
As intrigued as he is, therapists seem unable to help Nicky understand that being vocal can get him what he wants, namely, more time with that dolphin. But these first sessions aren't always easy.
Move, dolphin! Dolphin!
Kathy Matthews comes here with great expectations for her son, Travis.
Let's go see these dolphins. Come on!
The one sole purpose is really hoping that my son, after the dolphin therapy, is going to walk.
Travis has cerebral palsy. He's never walked. But for now, that's the least of his problems. Travis isn't used to being away from Mom. So for the first few days, he's so upset he can't even concentrate.
I heard my son calling, shouting for me. And as a mother, I just want to go running to him and grab him and hug him and say everything's going to be all right. You're in capable hands.
Here's where the therapists have to practice a little tough love.
No, sir. We use good manners when we're here.
We don't do anybody favors by making life easy. You know, we do people favors by helping them learn how to work through their hardships.
Travis, say your word. Airplane.
The parents are learning, too. The hardest lesson is the one in patience. It's a virtue dolphins seem to be born with.
Nice to meet you, Tori. There's no question these guys are expertly trained. They do some pretty amazing things. But there might be something else going on here that baffles even those who know them best.
The dolphins almost seem to understand what they're doing. They appear to be truly interested in these children.
Dolphin. Nice talking.
For 2 weeks, that unique gift will be shared with Travis and Nikki.
Do you want a dolphin?
Nikki will try to find his voice, and Travis will work on strengthening his muscles and gaining the confidence to use them. It's 2 weeks later, and we're back at this aquarium. Not sure what we'll find. We don't have to wait long, though. Nikki literally dances his way to the dock.
Let me hear. In. Ripley's over. In.
And slowly, Nikki's making the connection that words have power, and he's beginning to use them.
I'm waiting. I know you want to come in. In. Good.
Oh, good. All right, Nikki.
Last week, I could see progress. This week, I can see miracles. He's saying, putting 2 words together. Yesterday, he said no more, which he's never, ever done. He's making different sounds, and he's vocalizing better.
As for Travis, he's more at peace in the water.
All right, Travis. You say, I did it. Who did it? Who did it?
And while his love affair with the dolphins never fully blossomed, his faith in himself certainly did.
I am very quietly optimistic. I appreciate that the therapy is going to take time. My homework starts when I get home working on my son.
But this little boy who worked through his fear of the dolphins is just warming up.
That one. This one. That one.
With some help, he takes his very first steps and thrills his mother.
No!
A step.
Good boy.
A word. Such small things. But for these kids, a window into a better world has finally opened a little. With some help from a few friends. Cynthia Smoot, Fox 13 News.
This therapy is expensive, about $3,000 a week, and while it may help these children progress, it will not cure their disabilities. But some people do believe dolphins may actually have potential healing powers. Cynthia Smoot will show us what she's discovered tomorrow night on the Fox 13 10 o'clock news. We hope you join us then. Wow.
There's just such a mystery surrounding the dolphin. It's incredible to see such a direct connection to humans right there.
Obvious. We saw it.
Sure did.
Wow.
30 years after Martin Luther King's assassination, the only man ever convicted of it has died.
And the death of James Earl Ray means we may never know what actually happened the day King was killed. We'll have the story a little later.
The Rangers were thinking sweep. The Rays were thinking retaliation. I got the highlights for you coming up tonight in sports at 10:51.
At the base of the wall. Run is in. Here comes McGriff around.
Paul Delgado has been granted the seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society. And now, Fox 13 weather with Paul Delgado.
We're doing astronomy tonight, class.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that, what you were talking about.
What have you got?
I got a little, this morning in the eastern sky, just before sunrise, we had, see the moon, and we have Venus above that. Kind of a neat shot. It's not going to happen much longer because pretty soon the moon is going to be gone. But look at that. They just kind of rise together, and that's called a conjunction. In fact, you can't see it, but also Jupiter is in that picture as well. We had a great sunrise this morning, some great stuff on this Fox flashback, and you had a great look at that. We had a great day today. The skies were mostly sunny. Should be a nice couple of days coming up. We're 62 degrees now. Humidity is at 62%. Winds are west-northwest at 4. Now, coming up for tonight, it's going to be a nice night, becoming clear, a diminishing wind, and a low temperature down 57, and even tomorrow should be great. More sunshine, pleasant to be outside, and 77 for a high. Around the Bay Area now, temperatures are uniform because the wind is still helping to mix up the air mass, with 62 in Tampa, 63 in Lakeland. St. Petersburg has a 66, and Clearwater at 63. Now, as we move out, it's been just a plain old awful day today from the Carolinas all the way up to New England. The same low that's been pushing the cool weather our way is causing low clouds, rain, drizzle, and thunder showers. Just a big mess up and down the mid-Atlantic states. In fact, even now, radar is picking up a few small showers across Georgia and the Carolinas, but that rain is not heading our way. What is heading our way is more sunshine, simply because high pressure will build in from the west, and that will lock us in. It looks real good right through the upcoming weekend, but as mentioned, not a great day today across the Carolinas. We'll fly down and show you the rain, which has been locally heavy near Asheville, raining lightning down by Athens and over to, say, Charlottesville. The real bad stuff runs from the Chesapeake all the way up to New England. In fact, across the Green and White Mountains tonight, there's some wet snow. How about that? 44, a cold east wind and rain in Boston. 61 now in Chicago, 61 Memphis, Kansas City at 68. Bismarck has a 61, Amarillo, Texas, 68, and Dallas has a 66. Here's the map in the southeast. The front moves away. The high builds in, and that means more sunshine tomorrow. As advertised, a great one to be outside. 50s tonight, highs tomorrow generally in the mid to upper 70s. Here's the outlook now for tomorrow. We're looking at sunshine, a pleasant day, and 77. If you're boating tomorrow, winds northwest 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Bay water will have a light chop. Here's the 5-day forecast. Boy, does that look good. I mean, Kelly and John, does that look good or what?
That's good.
All the way into the low 80s by Monday and Tuesday. Get out and enjoy it. The weekend is right around the corner.
And we love it. Thank you.
Yes, we do. Now, a TV show has exposed what it says is a scam about the Jerry Springer show. We're going to... Are these people acting? We'll explain later.
Also, it's Take Our Children to Work Day, so we're going to see what happens when Nancy Alexander's kids show up for work. Now, those are cute kids.
Let's hire them.
James Earl Ray goes to his grave as the only man sentenced in the Martin Luther King assassination.
James Earl Ray died today after spending years fighting for a new trial and even winning the support of the King family for it. Fox TV's Juliet Huddy reports.
I have a dream.
Memphis, April 4th, 1968. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. is shot and killed while standing on a motel balcony. A single rifle shot took the civil rights leader's life and threatened to shatter the fragile state of race relations in America. Now the man convicted of killing King has died, still insisting that he was framed. James Earl Ray, a white, small-time crook, was arrested in London 2 months after King's murder. He was brought back to the United States and in March of 1969, just before his trial, confessed to killing King. But 3 days later, he recanted, insisting he wasn't guilty after all.
The guilty plea was resulted when the government obtained control over my attorney. There was various coercion and threats against family members used to get the guilty plea.
He was convicted anyway and sentenced to 99 years in prison. But ever since, James Earl Ray maintained his innocence.
I didn't kill Dr. King, and I wasn't involved in any type of collusive acts to kill him. In other words, I wasn't some type of accomplice.
And in March of 1997, he met with Martin Luther King's son and won the King family's support for his request for a new trial, but to no avail.
After having met with James Earl Ray, and even before, I believe, and my family believes, that this man is innocent. Celebrate.
During the 30th anniversary of King's death, Ray's request received a surprising vote of support from King's family as they pleaded with the U.S. government to reopen the investigation.
I feel strongly that only a federal investigation can now ensure that justice will be served.
Juliet Huddy, Fox News.
The death of James Earl Ray will not change the government's review of the case. The Justice Department says tonight it is still reviewing the evidence, trying to decide whether the investigation should be reopened.
A $5,000 reward is being offered tonight for the person who shot a cougar in Naples. The animal was part of a project to boost the endangered panther population. It came from Texas and was released into a state park in Naples back in 1995. But this morning, the female cougar was found shot to death in a field east of Naples. Authorities have no suspects in the shooting so far. If you're too young to drive, you are also too young to operate a personal watercraft. That's right. Today, the Florida Senate approved legislation that would require children to be at least 16 years old before they can operate a jet ski or a wave runner. The current age limit is 14 years old, but senators say that is too young. It's not official yet, though, because it goes next to the House for its approval.
We've all heard the phrase, don't mix business with pleasure, but there is one day a year set aside for us to share work with the family.
Daughters, sons, it's all the same to our Nancy Alexander, who is out there with her little ones.
Do you ever sit at your desk and gaze at pictures of your kids? Not here, there. Well, today, we get to bring them to work. Let's run over the child checklist. Binky, check. Whoopi, check. Toy robot? Check. Diapers? Check. Cover us if we're going in. To learn Mommy's job, first you have to check out the environs. And as quickly as possible, schmooze with one of the suits.
What is the question?
You're all here for his first job interview.
Do you know the name of the hockey team?
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Very good. Do you know the name of the soccer team?
Mutiny.
Sometimes ideas come from the desk.
We need you to cover the Green Day concert that's going to go on over at the convention center.
No.
Sometimes from viewers.
That is out there, man.
Fluffing or fluffing? Very important. And sometimes the muse just hits you.
Oh, do you know I can ride a Barney suit?
Props. Then you have to get the idea in motion.
You're gonna love this.
All of which can take a lot out of a person. Nap time, very important. For me. We had a little wardrobe incident and silly mommy brought one shirt. But check out those specs. It wasn't long, though, before my little reporters were coveting the big air chairs at the anchor desk. Look straight at the camera. Smile. I'll be right back.
I'm just a little kid here.
Did Joe London have to do this? What do you want?
Microphones.
You want a microphone?
Okay. What?
Hands up. It starts with wanting a microphone, and then before you know it, you're jonesing for a camera, and then...
Well, what's that?
And then you're waiting for a breaking feature story, and it's all over.
No.
There's no hope.
No.
And now for the fine art of contract negotiation. Go get 'em, boys.
You've got the 2-hour nap time and the guaranteed Gap clothing allowance.
Yes!
That's my boy. And thanks for indulging me. For Fox 13, I'm Griffin and Dylan's mommy.
Oh, did he just wink at us?
Yeah, now I see where Nancy gets her personality.
Excuse me, they're going to be big stars if they follow their mommy and their daddy, by the way.
She gets
Those
her
are
inspiration
cute.
at home, believe me.
We enjoyed that.
Yeah.
State lawmakers want to give taxpayers some cold, hard cash.
But just who will get the money is still up in the air, and we will explain it to you in a minute.
Also coming up, has Jerry Springer been exposed? See what one reporter says she found out coming up.
And a rescue that has a lot of people smiling about it tonight. We'll show you.
You're watching the Fox 13 1030 News.
Many Florida residents may be in for a $50 rebate. Don't spend it yet because of an incredible good economy this year. And whether or not you get any of that money depends on who wins a battle between Republicans and Democrats. Fox 13's Capitol correspondent Tony Shull reports.
Under a plan by Senate Republicans, Florida homeowners would each get a $50 check from the state, but only if their homes were valued at $150,000 or less. But today, the bill's sponsor conceded there was a problem with that plan.
Could we
discriminate between people who had homes of different values, and we have an opinion from Steve Kahn, the lawyer that works for the Senate, that we cannot do that.
Senate Democrats say the plan has plenty of other problems as well. They contend it excludes millions of Floridians who pay taxes but don't own homes, giving the shaft, they say, to everyone who rents. Senate Democrats believe they have a better plan.
This plan gives taxpayers a break in a way that makes a real difference. A $50 break on an electric bill means something.
Senator Rawson's plan would give every Floridian who pays an electric bill a $50 credit on their August bill.
The attractiveness of this measure to me is that all of my constituents get a break, and not just some of them.
But Senate Republicans are sticking to their homeowner rebate plan, contending many non-homeowners are only part-time Florida residents who don't deserve a tax rebate.
What we're saying is, you know, we have $280 million to spend. Let's, as a legislature, figure out what's the best way to spend it for Floridians.
A debate that'll have to be settled in the next week on the Senate floor. In Tallahassee, Tony Shaw reporting.
Another part of the Republican plan includes giving you a few days to shop for clothes tax-free. We'll have to wait and see who wins this one.
The investigation into Linda McCartney's death is now over. The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office ended its investigation today. The inquiry began when it was found out that a death certificate was not filed for McCartney, fueling speculation about how she died. At first, her family spokesman said McCartney died at the family ranch in California. But now the spokesman says McCartney died in Tucson, and he intentionally misled the media so that her family could get back to privacy in England. Around the world, people are remembering victims of the Holocaust tonight. In Israel, people stopped whatever they were doing to honor the 6 million Jews killed in the Holocaust. Sirens blared for 2 minutes in memory of the victims. Holocaust Remembrance Day ended at sundown.
A man in Florida accused of kidnapping his daughters almost 20 years ago says he is happy to be out of jail. Stephen Fagan posted $250,000 in bond. He was reunited with his daughters, who have been supporting him since his arrest last week in Palm Beach. He is accused of taking his girls from their mother in 1979 and telling them both that she had died. Both of them have chosen not to see their mother at this time.
The television show Extra says it has exposed a scam on the Jerry Springer Show.
This pack could blow the lid off Jerry Springer's multi-million-dollar franchise. They say their shows were faked. The storyline scripted, the brawls mandatory.
That's my girlfriend right there.
Well, Extra interviewed former Springer guest today who said the fights on Springer are staged and that the show is definitely scripted, they said. Those fights have helped propel Springer to the #1 position in the talk show ratings, beating even Oprah. At a news conference today, Springer denied all these allegations.
I will say it again. I want everyone on our show to tell the truth. That is the basic policy of the show. When you come on our show, you sign a release saying that everything you're saying is the truth. But we've done 1,400 shows. We have had hundreds of people working for us. I can't tell you on a Bible that everyone working for us, just like everyone working for your show, is always telling the truth.
Fox 13 visited the set of the Springer Show in Chicago this winter, and we were told then that the fights are not staged and that guests are not ambushed. Both shows, we must tell you, Extra and Springer, air right here on Fox 13.
A new study in France claims a certain type of skin cream can remove wrinkles. Estee Lauder makes it. Estee Lauder also funded the study, so you have to ask a question about it. Researchers say the cream contains vitamin C and E, actually wipes away wrinkles. The word wipes away is probably too strong. 40 women used the cream over an 18-month period. Researchers say those women reported a 23% reduction in wrinkles.
We know the compounds in the cream, so there. Check it out. Right after the break here on Fox 13, we're going to show you new video, home video, of the Tennessee Twister that hit downtown Nashville.
And the NBA playoffs started tonight. Chip has the games next in sports. Ball game.
But first, take a look at today's stock market closings. All the markets were lower today. See, it's Friday night, followed by the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
I am so honored to be the co-chair for this year's March of Dimes Walk America, and I'd love it if you would come walk with me, Frank, and Grant this Saturday at the University of Tampa's Plant Park.
New video of the Tennessee tornado, an exciting rescue, and Dolly's little lamb are among the pictures making news tonight.
First, we want to show you some remarkable home video of one of the twisters that hit Tennessee last week. You see it coming. The debris you see flying in the air was once a home. A man who was driving on a highway saw the twister as it developed. It's from the same storm that hit Nashville, destroying hundreds of homes, cars, and businesses.
A very happy pet owner rushed to her Alaskan Husky this morning after he was freed from a storm drain. The dog named Kiko was stuck actually for several hours as rescue workers dug him out. He fell in while on his morning walk in Denver. He's going to be okay.
And here's a look at Dolly's little lamb. We learned today that Dolly, the sheep who scientists say they created through cloning, gave birth on April 13th. This little lamb is named Bunny. She was conceived the old-fashioned way. Both sheep are in good shape. That's as in sheep shape.
That's a sweet little picture.
Yes, it is.
Okay, what do you got? I know you have some nice pictures for us, too. Great weather.
Yeah, we really do. We got some great stuff coming up the next couple of days. I want to talk about something different. Now, hurricane season is about a month and a half away. When I was in Norfolk, I sat down and had a conversation with Jerry Gerald, who at that time was the acting director of the National Hurricane Center. Well, good news for Jerry and good news for the Hurricane Center. He was promoted today to chief. He joined the center in 1988. He's been the acting director since September. What's good about Jerry is he's going to focus on media communication. We can all use that. And another good bonus is that during hurricane season, he will give hourly internet updates. We'll keep you posted on that. But Jerry does a great job. We're certainly happy to have him as the chief of the Hurricane Center. Tonight, though, we're not talking about anything bad, just quiet night, becoming clear, a diminishing wind down to 57. If you're traveling around the country tomorrow, it is going to be a nice day across most spots. Dallas up some wind up to 83, New Orleans sunny and 80, St. Louis 77, Chicago topping off near 70, kind of cloudy and cool in the Big Apple, and 66 degrees. Locally, our weather looks fantastic. Here's a 5-day outlook. 77 on Friday. We'll be up around 80 on Saturday. Should be low 80s by Sunday and Monday. And by Tuesday, around 84 degrees. And the humidity staying low. I noticed earlier in the newscast that it sounds like we're all getting 2-hour naps now included.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? And Gap clothing certificates.
Did you hear that? 2-hour naps?
Listen, we saw the little Nancy's, what is it?
Griffin and Dillon.
Griffin and Dillon should do all of our negotiations.
I thought that was just kind of a new Fox policy.
And get the stories, too.
That's right.
And say no if they don't want to do them.
It's good stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
Chipper's here on the Good. We should do that at the end of every news.
That's what I want to know. Where's your red tie?
I didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo. I got one. John's got one. Clearly, this is red tie day.
It is. Where's mine? But I can't wear a tie.
It's a banner day for the Devil Rays. I'll tell you this. How about this? No Major League expansion team has been as successful as the Rays have been in their first month of the season. Tampa Bay picked up their 11th win of the season by hammering Texas and avoiding the sweep. The Devil Rays just unloaded on them. Pick it up in the second. This is Bobby Smith. Does it clear the yard? Not quite, but it does do some damage. It brings in 2-0 Rays now. This is Miguel Cairo. Watch.
Here's Miguel Cairo. Sends it
just gets it up the middle, right up the middle. 4-0 Devil Rays.
Here comes Flaherty around third. Likewise, he scores.
And now in the fifth, it's 5-0 Rays, and Mike Kelly, that shot is gone. The final, Tampa Bay 12-5 this afternoon over Texas. You know, the Hornets haven't had a lot of success against Atlanta, so to help turn it around in the playoffs, the Hornets all shaved their heads. So did it work? Atlanta's Mookie Blaylock can't drain the three, but watch Dikembe Mutombo, 81-78. Charlotte still up by 3, but then back down. Blaylock to Smith. Look at that. He cans a shot up and over Wesley. 82-81. Now Atlanta's up by 1. But Glenn Rice says, hey, I shaved my head for this. 83-82. Charlotte up by 1. And then Rice again. Going to make sure he stays bald the whole season. The Hornets pull away down the stretch. Here's the clincher. Bobby Phil's on the break, and you can see the final. They win it by 10, 97-87. Larry Bird says if he wins the Coach of the Year, it's a joke. He doesn't even want it. He just wants a title. And shots like this will get him one. Reggie Miller from way outside, but Cleveland has the big man, Iglaskis. Watch. Nice little touch for a big man. Now, this is Bird's style of play, though. The Pacers have been doing it all year. Off the break, the give and go, Jalen Rose and Michael Jackson. And then Cleveland comes right back with Iglaskis on the inside to Cedric Henderson for the big jam. But Chris Mullin says he has never felt better in the playoffs. And he looks it. Conley drops the three. The final, Indiana 106, Cleveland 77. Montreal and Pittsburgh in game one as they start the run for the Stanley Cup and start the tape because there's a lot of pressure on that man. Kevin Constantine standing behind the Pens bench. He doesn't want to see this. Martin Rucinski. 1-0 Montreal. But then check this one out. The Pens are going to get a break. The two-line pass is okay, but Wawrinka's offsides. No call. He ties the game, and right now it's still tied. 2-2 in overtime. And John Wilson, I know you know where this is.
East St. Louis.
East St. Louis. Kings and Blues, and watch Al McInnes to Pavel Demitra. 1-0 St. Louis.
20 seconds left on.
This was all St. Louis. The Blues have the power play, and Jeff Courtnall had 6 points tonight on the deflection. 2-0, but then 1 minute later, the one burst from L.A., they make it 2-1. Craig Johnson pulling the trigger, but L.A. does not want to see this. St. Louis with yet another power play. It's a scramble, and Pierre Turgeon cleans up the mess, and you can see the final, 8-3. St. Louis over Los Angeles. So
you know the picture of the arch. It's taken from East St. Louis across the river, and it's from one of the poorest parts of the state of Illinois, in fact. But it always shows the most beautiful part of the city, realizing that the camera is in the worst part of the metropolitan area. It's funny.
And you were there for quite a while.
I was there for a while.
Yeah.
But it doesn't snow here anymore.
No.
It's amazing.
Isn't incredible?
He loves it here. Thank you, Chip. We're going to have the night's top stories on Fox News and 5 coming up next.
And you're going to see a rhino with quite an artistic flair in a moment.
From Fox Television, this is Fox News in 5.
It is time now to take a look at tonight's top stories.
Kelly, the fatal shooting of a Subway shop clerk in southern Pinellas County grabbed the headlines tonight. We'll go out to Mark Wilson now, who's got the latest on the story in South Pasadena. What do you know, Mark?
Yes, well, we have just learned the victim's identity. She passed away a little bit before 9 o'clock this evening. Her name has been released as Ann Sherman, a 24-year-old girl from Gulfport. She worked here at the store for several years, we understand. She was known and loved by many here in the area. We had also heard that she left behind a husband.